What is up, all Super Mario Odyssey lovers and famous chefs out there watching this? Welcome to the Luncheon Kingdom. This is new gameplay of the Luncheon Kingdom shown live at Gamescom 2017. In this video, I'm going to go through some of sort of the updates and improvements that they show in sort of the UI and stuff, which I know some people have already talked about, but I'll just give my take on it, and then some impressions about the Luncheon Kingdom, and I will show most of the footage, and then some other footage I'll save for a future video that I have coming out that will be very fun. But just looking at Luncheon Kingdom so far, as kind of a quick take, it looks beautiful. I love how the art style is completely different than anything we've seen so far in Mario Odyssey, or really any Mario game ever. I love the Volbona, I think is what they're called, the fork people, and how their arms are animated and all the little details they have there is beautiful and wonderful. So looking at the UI, again, people have mentioned this before, but just to give a little overview. So in the top left, you can see that we have the gold coins and then the purple currency that is specific to each kingdom. In the Luncheon Kingdom, it is tomatoes, purple tomatoes that you collect. And then underneath it is where you can see the moons, the power moons you've collected in the kingdom. And here now we have some outlines of the presumably total number of power moons per kingdom, and this one, the Luncheon Kingdom, shows that there's 18, and as you collect them, you get a nice little icon showing the color of the power moon to fill in that gap. It reminds me of like when you collect coins, or like when they had the U.S. state coin quarters, and you could get the whole map of the United States and put the little quarters in there. That's kind of reminds me of sliding those coins into their little outlines. So that's kind of cool. You can see how many are in each world, so you're not running around aimlessly when there are no more power moons left. And then on the right side, you have your health, your 3 heart health, that can be upgraded to 6 with the help of the power-up. And then beneath that, it has a compass, which is a new addition. And it's pretty cool because then it shows, with the red bar on the outer circle, it shows which way the camera's facing, and then the arrow within the compass shows which way Mario is facing. And when a power moon is exposed, not when it's hidden, because that would be kind of cheap and too easy, but once a power moon is exposed, once you unlock it out of a box or break it out of a crate or something like that, uncover it, and it's out in the open and shimmering for all to see, it'll appear as like a shadow circle on the compass as well, only when you're really close to it, so that you can collect it more easily. I don't know how that's very important, because again, it's already been exposed and you can see it pretty obviously. It's always a stark contrast to the background. In this Luncheon Kingdom, they have light blue moons, which is one of my favorite colors, and they look beautiful. So far, these are my favorite moon colors. I know we had dark blue, and now we have, or indigo, and now we have this light blue that is very beautiful. Another interesting point is when you go into a shop like Crazy Cap Store, or you go into a kind of sectioned off area. So once we get the chef costume outfit and go into this door where chefs are only chefs are allowed, the compass disappears, which I think is kind of interesting, that the game is kind of compartmentalized into these smaller sections, that once you access this, kind of room where there's a specific power moon or a couple power moons, the compass goes away because you're in a very set track, which is kind of an interesting thing. So they talked about at the beginning that there is no hub world, there is no Peach's Castle, there's no Delfino Plaza, which is kind of sad to me. Even Super Mario Galaxy had this ship that you could run around, and this doesn't even have that. I mean, you can go to the Odyssey ship and explore inside, but there's not much except you can put like statues and things around and change your outfit. But they said to go to a new world, you just go to the globe that is out on the outer brim of the Odyssey and choose a kingdom, and then you fly directly there. So it kind of cuts out the need for a hub world. So when you're running around the open world sections of each kingdom, the compass is up, and that's sort of like, I guess, a hub world, and then these little compartmentalized sections like this corridor of lava in the Luncheon Kingdom, or we've seen like some the underground maze in the Metro Kingdom, rotating maze, or like the Jaxi maze, things like that. The compass, I'm assuming, will disappear in those as well, because you're in a tight section where the compass isn't really needed, because you're very well directed by the walls of the labyrinth, or the section that you're in. So in that case, the reason I brought up the hub world thing is the overworld for each kingdom is kind of where the hub world element kind of comes in, at least for me, where you're running around exploring the hub world, finding power moons, and then there's specific linear power moons, like in this case, under the cheese rocks, or atop the tallest tower in the Sand Kingdom. Things like that are kind of the more directed, bigger mission based power moons. So the hub world is kind of, instead of just one singular hub world, broken down into all these, each kingdom having its own kind of hub world in a sense. That's kind of what the feeling that I get, and how they replace the hub overall hub world and need for just one into a need for a bunch in each kingdom. So yeah, the Luncheon Kingdom looks really cool. It has some different elements, some similar elements where moons are hidden in crates or hidden on top of pillars, and you have to, butt slam on them. That does show the lava bubble capture, and he's very cool looking. He's a happy little lava bubble that can dash around in the lava, and then once you touch land, you lose that power. And he can jump on steaming hot tomatoes to create more patches of lava. So that's another platforming element that they were talking about, like, is the opposite of what normally you're doing, avoiding lava, and now you're trying to create lava and avoid solid ground. And they also show capturing the Hammer Bros, which in this game are not throwing hammers, they're throwing frying pans. And they talk about how his movement is a little sporadic as a Hammer Bros, because he just kind of bunny hops around. And he can be used to break the rock solid cheese to uncover currency and coins, and the lever to reveal the power moon and collect that. So again, this is just kind of a quick look at the Luncheon Kingdom and an overview of some of the updates and improvements that they have shown for Super Mario Odyssey. Again, I'm going to go more in depth into the actual power moons and gameplay that they show in the Luncheon Kingdom in a future video that'll be coming out really soon, that also will tie in some more overall analysis and impressions of Super Mario Odyssey, so stay tuned for that one. It'll be a lot of fun. But I really like the Luncheon Kingdom. Again, I like the style of it. I love how they said that it was, again, they're taking different experiences that the creators of Super Mario Odyssey have had in the real world, of traveling to different locations and implementing them into the game. So they talked about how the Sand Kingdom was heavily influenced by Mexico and also some of the Inca type structures and culture. And they said that this one, the Luncheon Kingdom, has influences of Italy specifically and generally Europe for all of its different cuisines. So, and then obviously, New Donk City, Metro Kingdom is influenced by New York and big cities like that. It's cool to see that they are taking real world locations and then interpreting them in the way that only Nintendo creators can, and showing them off in Super Mario Odyssey the way they imagine them in a Mario themed world. Another amazing reveal is a hidden reveal in the background of the You Got a Moon screen, sort of the main one from the linear mission moons. You can see here that there is, to the right of the Luncheon Kingdom on the world map, there is the Seaside Kingdom, which in previous years we were speculating about a underwater themed kingdom that was totally separate. It wasn't part of the Cascade Kingdom or anything like that. And this is confirming that those cheap underwater areas and the snorkel outfit are most likely in the Seaside Kingdom, and it probably will have a lot of underwater portions as well as some beach areas too, maybe some crabby areas as well. And there is the mention of a Gushin or a Gushin enemy there that's probably capturable. I don't know what the heck that is, but that is an enemy or a creature in the Seaside Kingdom. So it is pretty cool that they, I don't know if they did it on purpose or if it was an accident they accidentally left it in, but there is the confirmation of the Seaside Kingdom. So another brand new kingdom, and it looks like a sizable piece of land, comparable to the Metro Kingdom or something like that. So not another tiny island like Cascade or Cap Kingdom, but a pretty substantial kingdom added to the list of kingdoms in Super Mario Odyssey. There's also a look at the loading screen for the game, or not the loading screen, excuse me, the kind of home screen, the pause menu, where you can resume your gameplay and or select to have two players playing and things like that. But the interesting point for me is if we zoom in on this map again, there is the island, presumably kingdom. I think it's still a kingdom. although it's not labeled on this map, but it is a kind of central piece in the background of this menu screen. And it has the 4 little sections that look like splash marks or a palm tree. But again, it has no labels. It has no creatures' names attached to it. So maybe it is just a fun little aesthetic piece, but I still think it's a kingdom, and they just didn't label it for this demo version of the game. So Seaside Kingdom confirmed. It's not the Splash Kingdom like I was previously hypothesizing. That is still open for something different. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Luncheon Kingdom and some more user interface updates and some little confirmations about maps and kingdoms in the background. Stay tuned for another in-depth Mario Odyssey video and more to come in the future. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on all those super cool Mario Odyssey analyses and updates. And until next time, Switch Force out.